So we're not doing the intros.
Let's assume there's an intro.
Richard Illingworth will have a word with Viku later. He will do the intro at the end of the over.
TV umpire to director, we have a player review. Can we rock and roll, please?
Okay. Hello, and welcome to episode 181 of the Bits and Pieces podcast. 181 is 100 short of the iconic 281 that Lakshman scored against Australia at the Eden Gardens in 2001. 100 short is what New Zealand were hoping India would be at the end of their first innings. And 300 short is what Sanju was in the last three matches as he scored 89, 97 and 89. Don't think he's complaining though. India lifting their third T20 World Cup and their third successive ICC silverware, and they now become the most decorated T20 team of all time. Well, India winning the cup and putting the scene. Sanju bagging the man of the series like his Thopai, gobbles Porota and Karamin. And India smashing the Bhadawa Kiwis and spearing their faces with kerosene. Who better to bring to you on this occasion than Tony Sebastian? Welcome, Tony.
Happy Holi.
In a World Cup
Happy
dominated by
Holi.
Sanju, yeah, and on a podcast named after a term coined by Manju, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the best 81 all-out panelist after Himanish Ganju. Please welcome Prashant DP.
Hi.
Okay, talking of Ganju, please welcome Hank, aka Mohan Krishnamurthy.
Wow.
I knew that was coming. Happy Women's Day, everyone.
Hi, Hank. And on the day when Ravi Shastri proved he's human by fumbling his match-winning call, who better to call on the pod than someone who made his name making Shazbot, a Ravi Shastri commentary generator way back in 2007. The doctor you never ordered, the tracer bullet you never fired. Say vanakkam to Mayur, aka Max Da Vinci. Say hi, Mayur.
Hey, guys.
And finally, like India at the Narendra Modi Stadium last time around, we've made a brilliant tactical move by picking a Sundar in our team at the very last moment. Welcome to a very, very drunk Nitin Sundar.
Oh man. So we finally got to see a game that India started well with the bat. It's fair to say that I think this is the only game in the tournament where both their openers got off to a start, and the effect showed. No, I mean a 92 for no loss. I think after 6 overs, pretty much was the difference. And then of course they kept pulling.
Oh,
further
90
away.
runs was the difference. We won by 95 runs. 5
but-
more runs. I'm just saying, like 2 weeks ago, I had given this amazing stat that at that point in time, India had only one match where at least, I mean, both of their openers got off their mark, right?
Ah.
And like they had a 50-run partnership. That was when Sanju played Namibia.
Correct.
After that, fortunes have reversed. It has been a massive turnaround, no?
Yeah.
Ahmedabad, all of the penalties have been done away with. Ahmedabad crowd, long rope armies, happy batting first. All these have now been shattered.
So my sense is that it was an absolutely insipid final. It turned out to be that way, not just because of India's really good batting. I think the batting.
So you are saying New Zealand didn't lose this final, India won it.
Exactly. I was coming. You stole my punchline. Yeah. I mean, it just turned out to be a pretty boring second half. Expected much more from the Kiwis, but I guess they ran into a bowling unit that kind of worked. It shouldn't have worked as well as it did, but kind of worked because I don't think the Kiwis turned up for this match as a batting unit. And it was just a boring final for a semi-final series that was pretty good and intense, and a quarterfinal for India that was also quite intense and strong. It's turned out to be a pretty damn good in the end.
Yeah, so this is what happens when both teams play to their abilities, India and New Zealand. This is final time. Things have gone as per ability. Yeah. Nothing more.
I mean, there's there's no doubt India batted really, really well up until perhaps the 15th over when, for some reason, uh, India decided to send Hardik Pandya ahead of everyone else. Maybe it was this left-right kink that prompted that move. But up until then, this Indian batting
He
was
was
just
not that, no,
incredible.
because basically Sky should have come out
Of
ahead.
course, of
Hardik
course.
just ran.
I,
When no one was looking,
but
or he didn't look at anyone. No look,
No look.
Pandya just didn't
No
look.
look.
oh, look
He,
at the dugout also. No,
he's like, I didn't understand sign language. Please let
but
me go. And
up until that point, the batting was just flawless. It was just incredibly good. And then it seemed like the wheels fell off, and perhaps you could
yeah, up
say that they
until
were
then, Sanju Samson was batting.
correct. Correct. Keep going there. It's your day. You had it.
No, but Tony, you should say why your nice guys didn't bowl any spin. The entire tournament, right? Guys from USA, Namibia, Salma Aga, Will Jackson, all are bowling spin. It's like guys faces 5 balls of spin, he'll be out. But then nice guys didn't do that. So what?
On the correct cue, our man has come. So, PGK, welcome to the pod. Max has a question. Why weren't off spinners bowled? But he's asking
Yes.
this from New Zealand point of view, not India.
But before you
How much
answer,
to-
can you clarify if you are Shivam Dubey or if you are Abhishek Sharma or if you are PGK?
I just wanted to say congratulations, Tony. I just came to just say to meet Tony. That's all I came. Rest of it, I have no idea. I am so happy
Nice.
for Tony.
Correct. I'm also very happy for myself.
Nice. But okay, Nitu, what do you make of the power play? So I know somebody pointed that New Zealand didn't bowl enough spin, but even their pace plans are very one-sided. They're bowling cutters into the pitch with the new ball, trying to take one side out. You think they were very one-sided in their approach?
First of
Can you-
all, had they watched one video that was put out before the game, had they paid 5 minutes attention to one video that was that was put out before the game, watched it, maybe they could have done something, but they did not do. This much and all, you'll gift trap and gives all the suggestions, theories, and rationale. Yet they will not do any technical analysis and just go to toss and say, means I don't know what to do.
Macha, maybe that's the only thing they watched, na?
How to win toss?
Just want to say one thing here. Our team has just won the World Cup for the second time continuously. And you guys have spent the first 15 minutes of this podcast just talking about the other team, which did not even show up for this game. This is the kind of behavior that has, I really don't appreciate this kind of opposition that this team is getting. It's a team game at the end of the day. The entire team showed up in this entire tournament, and we showed exactly what we are made of. And I don't appreciate this kind of frivolous discussion that's going on about the other team that did not even show up.
Yeah. Please add one line that says, "We do not complain whether we win, whether we lose. We don't complain. We don't comment about how we perform. We don't do that." Say, add
And could
that
you please
also.
add? Could you please add that last line in Hindi for a pan-Indian audience as well?
No, that Sitanshu Kotak will come and do. That will come later.
Okay. Yeah, Viku, when we said it was a one-sided match, that is not what we meant. That the team took one side out or all. Do you really think we are 81 all out? Just because PDP is here.
No,
I mean-
PGK, I'll tell you what the true analysis. The true analysis is we do not appreciate a man enough. The true stalwart, the true man who is behind all of this, we don't appreciate the man enough. It's fun to make jokes. We make fun of him all the time. We throw shit on him and all that. We do not appreciate the man. Gigi has not lost a single final in his
Gigi.
entire life. Whether it was the T20 World Cup, the 2011 World Cup, IPL as a captain, another IPL as a captain, one IPL as a mentor, one IPL as a coach, then Champions Trophy, now this one. Guy has not lost silverware. Okay, you
Wow.
bring whatever panauti in front of him. Any
Once
panauti
again-
you'll bring in front of him, he will cancel the opposition. You have not understood.
No, once
that.
again, didn't KKR lose in the final like 2-3 years back or something? He was the coach, at that time.
No.
At that time, Gambhir was not the coach. Sorry, I was not the coach of the team.
He wasn't, is it? Okay, I don't remember.
Yeah, he was with Lucknow, right? So yeah.
Other
But this is
selfless
like Karan
leadership has
Sharma's
been.
record, no? Like Karan Sharma also won 3 continuous IPL finals and all. Like, yeah, sure.
or
You
or
get to the
or
final.
or Sanju Samson. Sanju Samson has also never lost in the final.
Or Srisha.
Yeah.
But
Or Shivam Dubey.
oh, there was a
Or
Shivam
Piyush
Dubey
Chawla.
record in
Yeah,
between, no? Was there a Shivam Dubey? What is the
Guys,
yeah?
this
Yeah, I
is-
hadn't.
this is not good.
Last World Cup, the coach was Dravid, no?
Yeah.
As Sandy continues to remind us.
Correct.
Just say.
Correct.
So
No,
the
but
difference
Tony,
this
as
time
we've
was
already
basically
established,
the selfless.
you've completely forgotten the fact that India won an ICC trophy
Correct.
last year.
I don't
The
remember.
Champions Trophy.
We went back and checked. I was on the.
Hosted the podcast. I was in the stadium and I don't remember that match. So
And apparently, Bracewell was captain of New Zealand. And it happened in Dubai and all that. Like,
I
Yeah,
was at
yeah.
the match and I don't remember it, so I don't blame you.
anyway, I was just saying, Viku. Yeah. But Viku, tell us about the selfless leadership of the leader of the Indian team, Modi. No, sorry, Sky. And how do you reflect on Sky's leadership in the tournament that he's had? Where he scored some runs, no, against USA or something like that.
That was the only attack from Sky that the US deserved over the last 3 weeks, but didn't get enough of it.
Oh my God. Well played.
I think Sky had a bit of an imposter syndrome over the last 1 month. He was trying to be a Sasta Rohit Sharma, who himself sometimes
1
tries
month.
to be a Sasta Dhoni.
1 month.
Yeah, yeah.
It started in
This World
2024,
Cup, no?
darling.
Oh, is it? No. Yeah. No, but the entire World Cup hasn't been his true self, no. He's been trying to act too aloof, generally been smiling even when there is no joke cracked. So generally not been himself. And even on the field, yeah, when somebody makes a mistake, he'll be more than eager to go up to him, say how you doing, etc. So hasn't
Once
been
again. What is
strict
this?
enough, hard enough.
Once again, what is this not himself? How do you know this is not who he really is?
Who is the
How
real
do you
Sky?
know what you-
Will the real Sky please show up?
PGK speaking like a well therapied, rare Indian man.
Maybe everything in IPL was the act, and this is who he really is. Come on. What do you know?
But Viku, according to you, he was putting on an act, is it?
Yeah. Not his true self. I think, has he retired already?
Why would he retire now? Please explain.
Dude, he plays only one format, right? And the next World Cup would be what? 5 months away? So enough time, no?
He's
Okay.
a test player.
I'm having full 2024 deja vu now. So because Rohit announced his retirement immediately after winning the last World Cup, and he took Kohli along with him. Both of them retired. So who is Sky taking with him? He's taking Sanju along with him. That would be perfect.
Sanju is the next T20 captain, guys. What are you saying?
Hardik. It's not Hardik. Hardik in his in one of his interviews post match has said exactly this. I have 10 years left in me, and I want 10 more ICC titles. So it's definitely not Hardik Pandya. That's my goal. It's quite emotional because winning the World Cup in India, the excitement of the people, it's amazing. Anyway, all that rubbish. So 10 more years he's got in him, okay? So it's definitely not Hardik. Damn.
Good.
Hey, every year one ICC tournament is bloody Diwali or what? Huh? Like, come on, what the fuck? 10 years I'll get 10 ICC tournaments.
Prashant, every year at least 2 Asia Cups kodukkarீங்களா?
Yeah.
PDP, every year there is ICC
Don't ask
tournament.
Prashant, ask that to
The
Mohan. At least one Asia Cup would-
At least one.
No, ICC is like Manichan Film Awards. Every year there will be one tournament. You just change the format. That's all only. Either Champions or World Cup or T20 or something else you can call it. It is Manichan Filmfare only. Every year there will be one. They are the world's biggest tournament organizer. This administration and all, jujube, who will do, machan? These 3 guys, you come, you take money, you go. We are only here to put vibes and reels and get, views. It is a one nice content generation company. They're doing a very good job.
So let's rewind back to the last pod episode where Iman said the final will be between India and South Africa. Nobody expected New Zealand to show up. Right? Like finally they didn't show up today. But like guys, like this was never the script, right? in Viku's words, we were all looking at New Zealand and saying, "Bench for two count." Like, how did South Africa lose? And can we
Hello.
talk about India from not being able to catch anything at West Indies?
To not being able to catch anything tonight.
Iman was the
I was
only
like,
person who Iman was the only person who wrote off South Africa completely in the last match in the last podcast. We were very clearly telling him there are two teams. I was telling that New Zealand never loses to South Africa in World Cup knockouts, and that they have a very good chance of making the final, which they did, and then they refused to show up today.
PDP.
Yeah.
South Africa had like a India 2019 kind of thing. No, they smashed through everyone and then like lost badly in the semis.
Yep.
To New
India
Zealand.
in 2019, India in 2015 also.
And 2023 in the Nammo Stadium as well.
Actually,
Smashed
Yeah.
through everything and lost in the finals.
I have a question. On that note. So both the finalists today, India and New Zealand, during the tournament they lost to South Africa. So has this ever happened before in an ICC tournament that the two finalists
No, happening
who
for the
played
first
the
time.
final?
Never
What
before,
is the
never
question?
again.
Yeah.
Has anyone lost?
First time that both
Okay.
finalists have lost to a team in a World Cup.
Oh,
The
okay.
same team.
Fine.
You,
Same
wow,
team.
Oh,
you,
okay.
you track all kinds of things, dude. Okay.
Very
Who cares?
But before we proceed, Tony, you're now holding Iman up as some sort of super analyst or something, is it? I mean, I was because in our selection committee meetings he says, "Isko peg do, isko peg do, isko peg." I mean, like just randomly he just says, So you
Okay,
can't hold him.
let me bring it in context to the selection
Okay.
committee since they're here. I think all of this started in our last match against South Africa where we played Washington Sundar instead of Aksar.
Correct.
That's what happens when you select a Sundar. Yeah. Huh.
So what changed, guys? Selection committee, like what is happening with India and how do they turn it around?
Well, I think the main thing the main thing is that opening slot, right? They were confused with Ishan and
They are you.
This is referring to yourself in
Yes.
third person. Yeah.
no,
So,
they
yeah.
because we can
Sometimes it's cram, sometimes it's acting.
No, but I just couldn't understand that logic of having both Ishan and Abhishek opening with Rinku coming in at number 7. There was this. That was the moment they changed that and got Sanju to open. That's the, of course, we suggested that. And
So the kink was DM to PGK by GG,
Yes.
basically.
Exactly.
It's like
So are you
left, right is
suggesting
good
a
enough.
lefty and a righty was the right king to have?
Yes. But you
It
you
is the
also
right
need to have
kink
safe
to have.
words. So I think at some point the safe word was Sundar. We're like, no, please stop. No more. So that is where Akshar
No,
came back.
but Tony, the one that you were saying earlier, right? Actually, New Zealand has not had a great tournament by any stretch.
Yeah.
There's a lot of recency bias thing because they beat Afghanistan. Probably that was the
Correct.
only game, and then they lost to South Africa. Their game against Pakistan was rained out. They were hammered
lost to
by
England.
England.
Correct.
They had to depend on suddenly Shanaka sending them into the semis. In the
Correct.
semis, one guy came, did one Jayadrat thing, took them to the final, and again final they have come and put 30. New Zealand have been very, not here, not there. Kaiko aaye, do
They
rupees
Max.
chai.
This is exactly what Tony wanted you to say. He just fed you the thing now.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I think to think of it, that's exactly how the 2019 World Cup campaign was. And they were also up against a team which had, redefined batting in that format in 2019. And so had India done over the last 2-3 years in T20. So up against very strong side, and regardless of the matches, the finals on both the occasions, I think they were easily the second best, even then and even now.
Okay, once again, rediscovered batting and all, little too much. Okay, they just had some batters who could smash the living
Wait,
daylights
who
out of
rediscovered
things, right?
batting? New Zealand.
Hey,
eh?
Adi Berdanda
No, now
rediscovering
Viku
the
is like, India has rediscovered batting and all in
Huh?
this tournament. Okay, so now
T20,
we have reached
macha.
there. Okay,
Sir,
this is it. This is
2008
how-
called. They want. This is back.
No, so I think Viku's larger point is this the greatest T20 team ever?
No.
internationally.
International.
Internationally, Indian, international.
I think it's the greatest T20 batting lineup ever.
Will this team beat 2011?
No, so I am going to channel some Nitin Sundar right now and say that there is no such thing as the greatest T20 anything ever. Okay, it is T20. It is T20. Some days it will come off, some days it will not. That's all. Like today, like
Lay out
No.
roads. You
No, that
lay
is
out
not my
roads. This will
theory.
not happen.
what is
No,
Anything
your
you
will happen.
theory?
still. No, but that is not my theory, na PDP.
What is
You
your theory?
even no, that is the reality of T20. But that does not
Ah.
mean every team has 7 or 8 incredible hitters who will just come and keep going for it, right? This team now has embraced that philosophy to the extent that they don't care. Like, you just see they're coming and they're just going for it, and they're hitting sixes
No,
bigger than anybody else all the
but
time.
I mean, no, but look at the semi-final against England. They also went for it. Look at West Indies. They also went for it.
Correct. Everybody's going for it. Everybody's going for
Exactly.
it.
So
Just
then,
like-
But it is not going for them.
good morning to all of them.
No, PDP is right. By that fact, even Australia had one gun team. Australia had one gun batting team. Just that they played their games in Sri Lanka and didn't expect to lose against.
Oh, it's like Australia had one gun batting team, but this wasn't it. But this wasn't it. They had one.
Cooper Connolly was going
Dude,
to
they
come at
had
number 8
one
for them.
gun batting team in 2005.
Yeah. You know what? If India play 11 batsmen, they will have a better batting team also. But who will bowl the overs? You saw the bowling attack that Australia came with. How does it matter?
Who
if they
were
have
the
gun batting?
bowlers?
They would have gun team.
We are only talking about batting for now. Bowling in our second chapter.
No, but really, that is the trade-off for India, right? They're playing 3 tailenders, and they're knowing that they're playing 3 tailenders and going in and stacking the top 7. And saying that
Yeah,
okay,
but
across those 7
it's
you
a
will
it's a
score.
continuation. No,
But
the
who is
point,
playing at
is,
number 8?
the point is, I think
Who dat?
Sky's win record is some 85% or something,
Yeah.
and you won basically 2 T20 World Cups back to back.
No,
You
one second,
won
one
as
second.
a host nation, which has never happened.
One second. If you're going to really discuss, then I will say that no, it's not, because the last World Cup and this World Cup is not the same team. In fact,
Correct. The last World Cup was the fluke because that was not a proper T20 team. That was
Correct.
massaging and managing the egos of people who should not be playing the format, keeping them in the thing, and then somehow clicking as a team. Yeah. This, on the other hand, is actually
Correct. I said Sky's team has 85% win record.
no,
Sorry?
but you also said last 2 World Cups, no? So I'm saying they didn't win last 2 World Cups.
no,
PG,
this
continue.
did not win the last 2 World Cups. It won this World Cup. The previous one was a different philosophy.
The previous one, South Africa lost. We did.
No,
Fun.
PGK's point is correct. Even the 22 World Cup, they had guys who had no business being on the squad.
That same people only played 24 World Cup and won the World Cup.
No, Macha. There were 2 people who were in the 22 who were not part of 24. And who should have
Good,
been there in
Mohammad
22
Sami.
either.
Mohammad Sami. Oh, Ashana. Ayo. Damn it.
Shami Ashna ka fark hai.
When is the next World Cup? I'm assuming another 2 years or next year. Who
2
knows?
years.
Whenever
Next
it is. Okay, whatever.
Start
Next
at
year.
China. Why next year?
Hey,
I don't know.
2007
South
World
Africa.
Cup is going on, guys.
No. First, this team has to go and
No,
win
no, once again.
Olympics. There is that also. Don't forget, there is an Olympics in the middle of all this.
Olympics is 2028, Kanama. 2027, there is a World Cup in South Africa.
Wow. Okay.
That is one
Fine.
day World Cup.
That's ODI World Cup. No?
That is the World Cup. I believe Sanju will do well in, by the way.
Yeah.
that is
fair.
one day format.
talking
there
to
is
the
an
next-
alternate universe where Sanju realizes he has just had a wonderful World Cup. And he suddenly wakes up one day and remembers there was this one person I met in Bombay who had so much belief in me and I did not have. I need to track him down and tag him for the fact that he had belief. And he will actually listen to Bits and Pieces podcast and he will post in the
Correct.
comment, Mr. Iman Pandey, can you please tell me how can I get in touch with Tony Sebastian? And he will then meet Tony Sebastian, okay? They will meet in, I don't know where, Ballarat when he goes for whatever, Big Bash League. With me. And he'll tell Tony, dude, you are the guy. You are the guy who remembered me and said, I'm going to do well and all of this. You said I'll do well in the World Cup. I did well. Meanwhile, Tony is like, yeah, but I was talking about different World Cup match. And Sanju will be like, World Cup, South Africa World Cup. What? There is a World Cup in South Africa. And that meeting happens. Tony will again update his Substack, where is billwatterson.com. There, Mr. Jesha will read the blog and he'll be like, oh, fuck, there's World Cup in South Africa. We need to get things ready. Have a Jai Mata Di, let's rock. Oh, I think he's running these days, guys. FYI.
By the way, Sanju revealed today that his coach over the last 2 months has been Sachin Tendulkar.
Yes.
But your coach is
He's
very
been-
Sachin.
So
Hey,
there is no. Once again, so after Maradona was a heartthrob in Kerala, this is the second World Cup that has been one that has the hand of God in it, because Sachin Tendulkar has clearly.
No, and the thing is that
turned us out.
Sachin Tendulkar's son was getting married over the last 2 weeks.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the fact that
Wait,
Sachin
that
was
is
basically
Harsha Bhogle's son.
no, Sachin Tendulkar's son also got married, right?
Married to
Okay.
each other.
Sachin's son got married and Sanju's father's second son is Kai. Very confusing.
Correct. So now think during the Bharat, during the wedding preparation, Sanju is like WhatsApping Sachin. It was like, imagine what's happening. And Sachin is like, hey, 1 second, this once I'll come back. I'll just like, listen, everything's going to be okay. So good on Sachin, dude. It's not like a regular time.
And to please note, Sachin's son got married and Harsha's son got married, but not to each other. Please note.
But PGK, this will turn out that actually, like, that Sachin was busy with the preparations and someone else was replying to.
Correct. Yeah, Sachin's
Sanju.
AI agent. Okay, Sachin's AI agent. Which is actually very easy. It's surprisingly easy to make an AI agent of Sachin. No, he says the most same things again and again and again.
बैट का
It's
grip
very easy.
निकाल के.
So he probably told Sanju, PDP, consider
Yes.
T20 as 2 matches.
Two
of-
matches
two
of
innings.
Consider the T20 World Cup as a tournament with 2 halves. First half, you will not be in the team. Second half, you will open the innings.
if you are chasing every over, if you hit 1-4, that's
Then you will fall
Hey,
behind
this
the
is
rate
the
very
pod,
fast.
guys. What was Sachin's advice to Sanju Samson? This is the pod.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
All of it
exactly.
in kitchen.
बैट का ग्रिप
Make-
निकाल के थोड़ा ट्राई कर सकता है.
But seriously, Tony, you've been a diehard fan for so long. You've seen
Yes.
3 knocks, one after the other. You have
Are
to
you
talk to us
surprised?
about some.
yes. That is why I
So-
came.
No, so to be honest, I saw only 2 knocks. The first one I was knocked out because I woke up and I just saw PGK's ping saying, "Where is Tony Wake?" Then busted up. So
Ah.
then I came and saw that he hit that 6 and 4 and all. And then the next match, obviously, I woke up well in time, and it was for the first time after a long time that I was watching. Like, actually, like I told you guys, that I was watching like it was one of Sachin's innings from back in the 90s, right? Because every shot you're worried, will this guy get out or not? So yeah, it's been insane. Like, but today the third act, like you said, it became a little too predictable, man. Little bit like, can you not be so consistent, right? But I think the thing that about Sanju, right, is that he's obviously worked on his game and changed technique around, which is what was happening to him in the last New Zealand series, where he was basically completely fucked, right? And to get a chance and to sort of come clutch, I don't know, man, insane. It's absolutely insane. Like, he only said he was completely broke and shattered after that New Zealand series, and it's been
Imagine.
that
Imagine.
was
Sanju
that
was
was
broken,
in
shattered.
Feb, no?
Imagine what Tony's state was when this was happening.
Yeah, well, PDP and I know
Well,
what my state was.
but imagine, right? He didn't play. He didn't play the first half at all, and just played the last 4 games.
That's what Sachin told him. Think of it as
And but the thing is, he still ends up with the man of the series, which is, I think, a creditable thing. Absolutely amazing achievement that you walk away having played only half the games and you still become man of the series, man of the World Cup, which is
So
very
Hank,
personal.
Hank, which was your favorite of the three knocks?
The West Indies one,
Yeah,
without a
mine
doubt.
too. Mine too.
Oh, it was just amazing. It was just awesome. I mean, today, I agree
Come
with
on,
Tony. I
come,
mean,
Nitu, come, Nitu, come on.
So I have already said my
Aiyo.
piece in the previous podcast. Of course, we didn't talk about England and New Zealand in the previous podcast. But the knock
Yeah.
against England was hands down the best knock. I don't know what you're saying. What? West Indies was a net, man. He was not stretched at all. He was not at all
oh
stretched
no,
by
that's
West
not.
Indies.
No,
It was an
that's not the
extended
point.
net.
That's not the point I made though. I'm not talking about technique. I'm not talking about effectiveness. Clean hitting, but more than anything else, the mental state of the guy, right? He's
Yeah.
been pushed into the opening slot, and he has things to prove after having been, sat out for ages. That requires mental resolve, belief, self-belief, and a lot of motivation to get that happening. And he did it. He did it really, really well. So,
Yeah.
given that, I think, like today, I agree with Tony. The mental state, right? He knew everything that he was going to hit was going to go. So
So
it's a
the
very,
so the
very
mini
different.
arc the
Yeah.
mini arc actually happened when Jofra Archer kind of found him out, right?
Yeah.
And then India went with Gill, and he was out
Hmm.
for a
Exactly.
long time. Then he came back in the NC series, and he basically, PDP, you will back me up on this, went to a different trigger movement and technique and all of that.
Yeah.
I think the moment he knew for himself that this is working is that second ball against Zimbabwe, where he just stood back and hit that
Yeah.
6 over long off,
Long off,
right?
yeah.
And it was
Blessing.
also
It was a blessing in disguise. No, that was
It is.
Nagwara leg. Who did he hit? Nagwara.
that guy only.
Richard Ingar.
But I think the key thing was if you see how the state he was in versus West Indies and England and New Zealand was very different, right? In fact, if you go back and look at the West Indies match, that's the only time he basically crossed himself at 50 and also at the end. The rest of it was all like, yeah, I've got this, right? But I think that was basically it is a mental game at the end of the day, right? And I think that's the West Indies knock is by far like the hardest that it would have been for him for sure.
It is completely a
Of course.
mental game. I mean, if you take the performance of Abhishek Sharma and Varun Chakravarti, sorry, Prahlad. If you take the performance of Varun Chakravarti and Abhishek, it's completely a mental game. The Varun, I don't know what happened to him, but the moment he started getting slapped around by South Africa, I
Highest
think he just
wicket
lost
taker
it
in the
completely.
tournament.
That's okay. He got some wickets earlier on. We without spinning the ball
Tournament
and all
of two
that.
halves, Hank. For him also. Tournament
Agreed.
of two halves.
Agreed. And we had the top. So he was the top bowler in the ICC rankings, and Abhishek Sharma was the top batsman in the ICC rankings. Both of them flopped the entire tournament. I wouldn't say flop, but they had very ordinary tournament, and in spite of that, this team has come out and got the.
No, I mean,
Got the
see,
cut.
with the Sanju thing, no, I feel like the really poetic thing about the whole thing is that all his life he has basically been that player who has been told that you are really great, but you are not consistent, right? That's what he has been told all his life, and all his life he has basically always kept saying that it doesn't matter if I'm consistent or not. I'm going to continue playing the way I play. And I think it is the really special thing about this tournament. This is the first time, actually, this has never happened, where an Indian player has been finally, been the star for 3 games in a row, all the way from the must-win game to the semi-final to the final. That has never happened before. Like, even if you look at, say, 2011, I think Yuvraj Singh was the man of the series, but Yuvraj Singh played in the quarterfinal against Australia. He didn't do anything great in the semi-final against Pakistan. If I'm not wrong, he was out for a 0 in the first ball. In the final,
Yeah.
he made some 20 runs and he finished the chase, right? So he did very well in the tournament, but in the last 3 games, he was there. He didn't show up really. If you look at, say, 2022, when India won the World Cup there, Kohli plays in the final. 24. Kohli plays in the final. Yeah, so
Quietly laughing in a corner, macha. Go on.
but I'm just saying that this is like, the thing is that you have always been told you're not consistent, and finally just like God tells him that fine, now you are consistent when you matter, and it matters the most. And
No,
that is what has happened.
And to add to that,
He spoke to Sachin, na. That only he
No.
told, no.
no, but
Hand
to,
of God, yeah.
no, but to add to what Praveen is saying, the consistency did not come at the cost of flamboyance.
Exactly.
So it is not like he changed
Exactly.
his approach. It's
It's
not
not
like
Sydney 241.
no, it is not
Exactly.
Sydney 240
It's
at
not
all.
exactly.
Like
He just he played how he played, and in the 3 games that mattered,
yeah.
he finally became consistent, in
So
that
I
thing.
mean,
And he'll probably never get this again.
No,
It may
PGK, I
never
think
happen again.
there was still some method to his badness, even the way he was batting today. So he was playing the matchups very well. When there was a left arm spinner on, he was taking the singles and giving it to the lefties. So there was still some method to his badness. I think across both these games, this one and the previous one, I think he transcended the batsman that he's always been, and he took on a slightly higher mantle, the role that Kohli used to play. Shepherding the chase, being the man who was there till the 14th, 15th over. Batted
No,
with also some
what
bit of
no,
responsibility.
Hey,
no, not at
hey,
all. He played like how
Dude,
he
people
plays.
thought
just
that they
compare
came off
his
that. We are all very
dude,
happy.
just see his strike
Kumbala.
rates versus spin versus pace.
From a selection committee point of view, this is very important to analyze all this. No, there is a point, right? Because when PGK talked about it, he's been told that he's not consistent. He's been told
Correct.
that
Yeah.
that's the flaw. That's where the problem lies, right? Because the guy has been playing really, really well. He's been told something and he's got pushed down the order after scoring 3 centuries in South Africa. So there was something fundamentally wrong with the way the team itself was approaching. And there is some post rationalization happening to give credit for the fact that he was pushed back to the top to the team, right? There is a little bit of narrative fixing that's happening over there. He should never have
No,
been.
see, okay, there are two parts to it, right? One is obviously right that they try to push Gill.
Yeah,
Then in
that didn't work.
about the nick of time, they changed tack. No, they
Correct.
told him
Correct.
you are basically our preferred guy. You will be opening also.
No, they
Correct.
And
didn't.
then he had, of course they did, and then he had basically 5 matches against New Zealand to warm up,
Okay,
Correct.
in
and then he
which
flopped in
he
that.
basically had like a terrible
Right.
run.
And then
Skid-
they
he,
got
he put
rabbit.
he put skid mark. Let's just say what.
Correct.
Okay.
But see, this is the thing, right? First of all, that the Gill should have never come into the picture, right? If
Correct,
if the
absolutely,
Indian
100%.
the Indian selectors had any sense about how to build a good T20 team, Gill should have never been in the picture, right? To start with.
Correct.
The fact that they
Agreed.
gave Gill that run and then at the last minute change tack meant Sanju came in with on the back foot against New Zealand. And I remember
Correct.
at the group we also chatted about this, right? Like Sanju is on a hiding to nothing here. Obviously, there's a chance to come good, but the kind of
Yeah.
cricket that Sanju was playing even before, right, where he got those 3 centuries in a week and 2 ducks in between, if I remember right.
Correct.
That's the kind of game that he plays. Now, if that game, that's not the kind of game that is going to probably help you retain your place in the team when you have 5 games to perform, right? Because
Correct.
you are going to take high risk at that stage. And it didn't work for him, right? It was very unfortunate. And good for him and credit to him that he made it work in this tournament. It worked out.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, that part is wrong, right? Like, there's no credit to him. He's like, he played like how he always plays. This
Exactly.
time, the dice rolled in his favor. Like,
Exactly.
if Harry Brook has held that catch,
Exactly. If
for
you
Yeah.
instance, it
yeah.
would have been different, right?
Yeah.
So, the point is, he's always played the same way. Even in the World Cup, when the media is asking him, how do you feel about losing out on 2 centuries? He's like, hey, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's always been consistent in the thing that if you are batting first, then you have to go hard because you are the opener, because there are another 7 batters left, right? And if you are chasing, then you pace it slightly differently, but you're still trying to keep the required run rate in check and all that, right? So it just came good at the right time. But like Sanju also said, I've had bad luck also. So when I get good
That-
luck, chup chap, I will put it in my pocket, right? That's all.
Capitalize on it. Yeah.
I would say
Well done
today
to
is
Sanju.
actually a
But
lot of good luck. Today's innings, obviously, once he got in and when, whatever Lockie Ferguson came and got absolutely slaughtered, he was seeing the ball like a football and smashing it. But if you look at some of his early runs today, right, actually, Abhishek Sharma did a lot of the early running. And a lot of
Yeah.
Sky's initial shots today were not actually clean. Sanju's initial shots today were not clean hits. And I don't think the ball was also coming onto the bat that well initially. Today was
Yeah.
a day very thin on the luck, really, I would say. Of
Yeah, so
you know,
in the scheme of cinematic things, right? Basically, his stumble was against Jofra Archer. And then the final nail in his coffin was laid by Lockie Ferguson in Trivandrum against New Zealand.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And semi-final, he had the matchup against Jofra,
Yep.
which he just about won. And finals, he had the over against Lockie Ferguson, right? So it's like all fucking boxes checked, man. Like it's like too perfect.
He knows in the back of his mind that these are the two people who actually got him out. And he was well within his rights to play out those overs or to take a single and give it to the other guy. He didn't change anything about his approach, though. He still went after it. He played them exactly the way he would play them in the IPL or in the net for wherever he's playing them. And it came out, which is just, sometimes things just work out the way they should work out. And frankly, these last 3 games for Sanju, it has just been that. Right? Absolutely.
Yeah, but so the counter to Vico for Bumrah, right, is that the way the game is set up in T20, you say it's a game for the batters, but it is batters as a collective, right? If you're an individual batter, the game is actually against you because one mistake and you're out.
Exactly.
Right? Like Bumrah can get hit for a couple of boundaries and still come back and salvage the situation.
Just to add to Tony's point, it's for the individual batter, conservatism is frowned upon in this format. So I mean, the dice is loaded against you as an individual.
Yeah, but the thing is, you have strength in the collective, right? And that's what Sanju's philosophy is.
But Hank, there is no strength in the collective. You will be dropped the moment you fail 3 times.
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
Which is basically to play.
I get it. I get it. That's why I'm saying the narrative itself is flawed. Because if I'm not saying that the person is wrong as a batter, as an individual batter, but the narrative around you're not consistent is wrong because it depends on the role of the person. And this guy's role is very, very clear. I'm just going to capitalize on the power play and do the best I can. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't. Whereas as a bowler, right, what you want to do is not give those huge 6s and 4s or too many of them. And if you do, have a ball that actually brings it back. And that's what Bumrah has, which not many people seem to have.
But Samson did that also, no? In an earlier game before that, he gets like a 25 or something like that in the power play
against
Zimbabwe, right? And he comes in and he's like, fist pumping Gambhir, and everyone is like quite happy about it. So I feel like the team has also reached a certain level of maturity and understanding what all of these players are capable of doing. That's why they've kept Abhishek Sharma all the way till now, because they know it doesn't matter. It's okay. So consistency is a different definition. Speaking of Bumrah, I just found a tweet which I'll just read out. We spoke about whether batters make mistakes, they get multiple lives. Bumrah makes mistakes. So here is a statistic about mistakes and Bumrah. So Bumrah has bowled in 4 T20 World Cups, and his economy rate across the 4 T20 World Cups is 5.66.
Shit.
My God.
Okay. And the tweet says, imagine being so good that even conceding a single increases your economy. That's the level.
You know who had a better economy rate than that in the 2023 World Cup?
There is no doubt that Bumrah is good, right? So the only difference becomes that the individual bowler is tend to be seen off, and the individual batter has to go at it hard, and he is exactly one mistake. That's all, right? That's a difference. But I think the more apt comparison is therefore PDP. Why couldn't Varun Chakravarti come back? Like,
Oh, since you asked about Varun Chakravarti, PGK today reminded me of one mega event that was happening in parallel to the stupid final. There was a watch along on YouTube that was happening, right? So when PGK told me, I hopped onto there. And that was the exact time when Daryl Mitchell was taking out Varun Chakravarti. He hit him over cow corner and all that. And so one gentleman paid a lot of money to have his comment. I don't know, there's some YouTube feature where you can pay money and your comment goes up or some
Super
shit
chat
like that.
Yeah.
Hey,
And so he has paid like $500 or something
as
for
a
that.
podcast that is also on YouTube, we should be knowing all this.
Hey, that gentleman is only PGK.
And the question was, what can Varun Chakravarti do to stop the bleeding? And the cerebral colossus, as we know, our greatest champion, match winner, judger of wides, said that sometimes when you're struggling like this to contain the bowlers, 6 well-constructed bad balls is the answer. I'm not making this up. This really happened today. See,
Yeah,
I'll
but
just
this
say,
he
I'll
said
just say
before
something.
He
also.
said
Okay.
before,
no,
no?
but he
I'll
said it
just say
again.
something.
He said that is what Varun Chakravarti should do. So
See,
he's bowling
I'll
too
just
good and he's
That
getting
only
hit
he was
around the
doing
park.
that.
see once again.
No,
Max
he's
is the
bowling
person.
too good to get hit around. He should bowl 6 rubbish balls and then he won't get hit around.
Of all the people, Max is the one who hates Ashwin the most. He hates him, hates his content, hates his bowling, everything. And Max is the one who watches everything he puts out. Okay. In English, in Tamil, in Hindi, fireside chat with Rohit Sharma, watch along. I have no clue what's going on in this watch along. He has gone to the watch along. He has paid money to ask this question, to listen to the answer, so he can come back here and talk about it.
He didn't pay money, da. I think this is some Max. You have to tell us. Did you like try sliding into Ashwin's DMs and he like rejected you or something? Now you're just like
One correction.
viewing his Instagram
No,
stories every
one mild
day.
correction for
Sorry.
this character assassination that just
It might
happened.
be fit trap, but he's our
As a
pick. We have to
player,
take ownership.
I always defended Ashwin on this pod. In fact, when
Last
Mohan
year's-
was doing Dronacharya Abhimanyu business and slaughtering PGK and all, I was the one who was coming and defending. Okay, but the day from Melbourne when he shook hands and went, from that day onwards, guy has been on a complete verbal diarrhea trip. Okay, from that day only, I have switched loyalties. Until that and all, please go check the record.
Last year we saw during the IPL when you were supporting CSK how much that loyalty was there. We all saw. It's
Wow.
okay.
TGKS tickets, receipts.
On Varun Chakravarti, right?
Right.
I actually no. So I actually think that his best shot would be to start bowling with a new ball, to become like one of those. What is his name? Samuel Badri
Fiction.
kind of. No,
Mujib.
no, Samuel Badri for West Indies, where he
Yeah.
would bowl these fast
Googlies.
Sliders.
yeah,
Sliders.
fast
Yeah.
Sliders and zooters.
I
and all that.
I really think that that's the way he should go. It was. I mean, so he went from being like the number one T20 bowler, and by the time he made it to the final, it almost felt like he was an underdog, in the sense that they actually shielded him from the power play today. He didn't bowl a single over in the power play.
Axel
which
bowled
were-
two. Axel bowled two in the power play.
Exactly.
Two very
Akshay
good
bowled
overs that
two.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. So and this was not the strategy before. So if you see the games leading up to the South Africa game, Varun would always bowl one, if not two overs in the power play, and he was held back. Obviously, it's maybe a confidence thing. Maybe it's the fact that batsmen are taking more chances against him now than they were before. But I'd be really keen to follow him during the IPL and see how his captain uses him. And I honestly think he's not going to suddenly start bowling leg breaks like Shane Warne. That's not going to happen. But I think what he should start doing is to start bowling with a new ball.
So you're saying he's a spinner, he won't spin the ball.
No, he won't. He won't.
Okay, Dak, feed him some more. Feed him
Since
some
you
more.
mentioned this PDP,
Yeah.
No,
the
wait,
IPL,
Max,
he does
Max,
not have a
Max.
captain in the IPL.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, that team has not picked a captain yet.
Oh, okay.
Which team,
I
Dad?
don't
does
even
he
know
play
which
for?
team that is.
Which team does he play
Yeah,
for, by the way?
what
What
I
are
know
KKR, is
you
it?
keeping track of them, Max?
They need
He
to
goes
he
to
can't hear
Akin
you.
Watel
He'll
only.
fix your audio and come back.
He doesn't have captain.
All of you will disappear when IPL starts. ILE will be there.
Vamu will be there.
Hank will be there. Da.
Guys, I said this in the last podcast. I'll say it one more time. I mean, in the last podcast, I said it 4 times until Iman said Kirti. This World Cup campaign reminded me of 2011 One Day World Cup campaign. No. Okay, I'll just say what the parallel is this. These are the only 2 World Cups where India started as absolute favorites. On paper, everybody said India absolutely going to win this. There is no chance anyone else will win. And it was deserved. And they actually went on and won. I think this is a fantastic
At
T20 team.
home.
You're not going
At
to...
home.
It is very unlikely you will see a better team than this. India actually, to an extent, in the lead up to this World Cup, even did not do their prep work. It looked like they were taking things easily because everyone was like, "Haan, ye to jeetne wale." And they were like kind of doing all kinds of random experiments in the lead up to the World Cup, like
They
getting
went
Shubman
on
Gill back. And
they went on Hindi went on
the lag, this joke is also coming like 5 seconds later only. Okay, I had one on Sanju's thing, right? As a Indian cricket fan, I had a question for you guys. Normally, when India are playing at the World
You
Cup,
are the Indian cricket fan, or we are?
No, we are all BCCI fans, right?
Hank is the Hank is the fan. See, if you look at the India and World Cups, right, the usual suspects will usually do well. If you look at it, Tendulkar was always, amongst the top run getters in World Cups. And if you had to win important games in World Cups, it's Tendulkar or bust. And then the same thing happened with Kohli, right? It was Kohli or bust, right? This is the first time firstly, as you guys mentioned, is the first time back to back in 3 knockout matches, the same person is top scored. But not only is the same person top scored, that person is not actually the biggest star in the team or the biggest. It's not like Sky. I mean, Sky is a bad example. I don't know who the alpha dog in this
Bumrah.
batting lineup is. But it's
Gautam
definitely
Gambhir.
not Sanju Samson, right? Gautam Gambhir. But it's definitely not Samson. To some extent, right? When Samson is scoring 80s and 90s, you're Tony mentioned he felt like he was watching Sachin in the 90s, right? I actually didn't feel that at all because I'm not very invested in Samson doing well.
You felt you were Sehwag.
Exactly. It's exactly that. You're perfectly right because with Sehwag, you know what? You're going to get something very special and it can end at any time and it doesn't matter if it ends because whoever follows is anyway going to play, in a different style and get you somewhere there. It's not like everything lives and dies with Sehwag's hand. It felt like that. It was very unusual. Same thing happened today. The last 2 games, Sanju's going ballistic. You're like watching it and enjoying it, and you're like, okay, wow. After this, there are like 8 other batsmen to come, and it doesn't matter if this guy gets out and he's not getting out. He's just hitting everything. I don't know. For me, that was a very unique feeling while watching these last 3 games, and I don't know if you guys felt that as well.
No,
So
there
the
is
thing
this
is, right?
actually this
I'll
theory.
respond.
Sorry,
Sorry,
I'll
go
just
on,
finish by
please,
saying there is this theory in sports teams. Actually, I don't remember what it's called, but it's something like this: that as sports teams and as sporting cultures mature, what ends up happening is, especially in like collectivistic sports, group sports, right? The amount of significance and the aura of the individual top person sort of like tends to diminish, right? Like if you look at say Brazil, like in like long back, it used to be like Pele was the main this thing, and now later after that it was like you can feel it is reducing, then it was like Ronaldo, then it was Romario. After that it is like, okay, who is it now really, right? It's all of them. So if you look at say even European
Good
football,
morning too.
yeah, so it kind of like becomes a little more spread out. If you look at American sports, it's been like this for a while. Look at football teams, look at hockey teams. you know American women's football team has been winning for like so many years. Who is the main player? It's like nothing really outsized. No, it just sort of like becomes more teamish. Once in a while there are exceptions that come, but very broadly this happens. So I feel like this is happening now with India. I don't think there will be another superstar at the level of a Kohli or a Rohit. I mean, that level it will not be there. It will be several superstars or several stars in their own right.
Nice point. Yeah.
Pico, are you taking this insult on Sky sitting down?
We are not discussing Shivam Dubey or what. I don't believe
No,
in
you
that.
say
I
it,
have
you say it.
God,
I have nothing to say.
No.
I
After
only
after
asking.
after talking for 5 minutes about how there will not be any individualistic
Superstar, yeah.
focus on anybody, I want to talk about Shivam
No.
Dubey.
And who's the
No,
individual
PGK is right.
superstar we picked from Dubai?
Shivam Dubey.
Go
No,
on,
no,
Dan.
PGK, you're right, PGK, because that's the thing, right? When Sanju was playing, you're like, okay, if he comes out, then Kishan will come, then Tilak will come. Tilak Kenal is coming at 6 macha. He's like, for fun, he's smashing Jofra Archer as if he's some ragdoll at the nets or something. Like this, it's insane the way they are going. And Akshar has not even got a chance to bat. Guy was in the 24 World Cup. Guy played a lot. This time he's already got a chance to bat. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Like how you just it's like this battery that's just going to keep coming. It's like that movie from that Magadira movie where it's like, keep sending 100 people. Doesn't matter. I'll keep going after them. That's how it felt like. They were going. But yeah, please talk about Shivam because CSK at the top, CSK at the bottom. That's what won the match. Please go on.
No, forget CSK and all that. The point about Shivam Dubey, right? And I go back to, I think PGK made this point about individuals versus team in team sport and all that sort of stuff, where there are no rock stars, there are no super performers in teams, and maturity as teams mature, there'll be a collection of individuals that will actually do well. Sometimes one, sometimes two or three together. Good teams also have there's a theory called the sacrifice index in teams, right? And this you have a role where you actually are you play a sacrificial role, right? And that could be a finisher, that could be someone that just goes in and slogs. It might succeed, it might fail, and I believe that Shivam Dubey has got that role in this team, either as a bowler or a batsman. When you need to accelerate, you just go there and sacrifice Shivam Dubey's wicket. Like in the previous match, he came in at 2 down, I think, and that's basically saying you just go there and slog. If you make it, you make it. If you don't make it, that's good. So they invest in the guy. Of course, unfortunately, he becomes a laughing stock of people because he's got the look that goes along with, I don't know what
Like,
it is.
who's laughing at it?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Who's
he's-
laughing
yeah.
at Shivam Dubey?
Oh,
Only
he's
you are
quite-
laughing at
he's-
Shivam Dubey.
He's
Guy
quite
is
a laughing
absolute
stock.
gun.
You check,
Guy-
you check the
No, but
memes and all that.
Of
He's
course.
quite the laughing
See,
stock.
it's
But
not
he's
his
also the
fault.
guy.
Yeah, it's not his fault. He went to Faridabad, did engineering, got 8.8 CGK. It is not his fault.
Yeah. Some people just have a punchable face. But
That's it.
Enough about
uh,
Jay-Z.
no,
I'm not
Shivam
going to
Dubey
try to punch
also,
Shivam
like,
Dubey, dude. He lands one and you're dead.
in the last match, no, he basically bowled the over where he had 30 runs for defending.
Yeah.
Okay? And he's like,
And he gave
my,
23, Macha. He gave
my, correct.
how many
How
runs
does
are
it
enough
matter? He bowled the
for
first two
Shivam?
balls that mattered. No.
Correct.
That is
He
what
said
he
my
said
job
also.
was to bowl only 2 balls.
Oh.
So whether it is batting or bowling, expect only 2 balls.
And that's my point. I said, right, he's a sacrificial player. You say you just throw him in and say, okay, you do it. That's basically the sacrifice that the team makes. They say that's his role. And I
Correct.
think it's a very underrated performer.
Shivam Dubey is his role, like even in the last World Cup, he was he was pretty underrated, and people did a lot of memes about how you can go and kind of hammer his legs to the crease. He will not move, and no matter where the ball goes, he will just keep doing that. And you
I
made
thought
all
just
that.
now, just now, I thought, Max, you said no one, there are no memes, no one laughs at him, and now you're saying these. You just
24,
contradicted
Macha.
yourself.
24. This is 26. I'm telling.
From 24, he's been the laughing stock from then. And I
Okay,
think
fine.
he cops it unfairly in my
My
view.
God.
Because his role is to be the
Who
sacrifice.
copped it unfairly was Mitchell today when Arshdeep Singh threw.
We should.
Oh, that was
So
really.
why
Nettu,
did Arshdeep
Nettu,
apologize right away?
yeah.
Like,
Is that some new sky-based, Sina Than
No,
stuff?
it's
Like
just-
what is?
It's just silly.
No, Sky actually apologized. No, Nettu, go tell us how is that? How does that equate BCCI equal to ICC equal to bad
Symptomatic of
behavior?
a
Yeah.
Come on, start the music.
24 marks.
Macha, just like Daryl Mitchell could not hear any apology from Arshdeep Singh, if I say something also, you guys won't hear anything because the audio is all over the place. What is there? So on my behalf, Hank will apologize to all of you. Hank, please apologize. Did you guys
No, he-
watch
he-
where Arshdeep Singh said that the ball reverse swing happened? And that's why he-
Yeah, the post-match thing, basically, I think Harsha asked him and he said, yeah, it went reverse one too much.
Yeah.
No,
Anyway,
he actually
it
first
was,
said that what is the role of the bowler, right? So he asked him that when the batting team scores 250 runs, what is the role of the bowler? And
Oh, that
Arshdeep
was in
Singh-
Hindi. I didn't understand.
That was in Hindi.
He
And
was
so
saying some
Arshdeep said,
Bhumika and all. He said, what is
yeah,
Bhumika?
Bhumika. Yeah, exactly. But I thought Bhumika, it's his wife. Okay, what's going on? So, no, but he asked that question. He said that when a batting team hits 250 runs, what is the role of a bowler? And Arshdeep said the role of the bowler is to make sure they don't hit 250 runs.
Wow.
I thought
He actually said
Bhumika
this.
is. Wait. PGK. Now only I understood. I thought Bhumika is the bowling partner of Boomda.
Correct.
That's
Okay, anyway. So this basically ties in nicely to PGK's point and why Gigi is the greatest coach ever, right? He's basically
That was my
ensured
point. I didn't say that.
That was
there are no
BGK's point.
stars. There are no stars, and everybody plays their role to fit the team, right?
Yeah.
Whether it is Akshar Patel, whether it is Shivam Dubey, whether it is Samson or Abhishek or
Sky.
Ishan Kishan or Sky
Sky.
or Hardik Pandya for that matter, or Varun Chakravarti.
Okay, so I mean, just for the record, I'm extremely skeptical of that prediction that there will not be a superstar in Indian cricket. There has always been a superstar in Indian cricket, always. It
No.
it's good. What?
PDP. So
Yeah.
there's a difference between will the media try to find a superstar versus will
Huh.
the team's fortunes be heavily dependent on a single player. Those are two
No,
different
I
things.
think no, I don't think so. I think I don't think that was. I don't know. PGK, can you explain your point better?
No, I actually meant both. Like, you know,
Ah,
I
see?
think what I'm trying to say is they're both connected. I'm saying that as a team becomes more and more successful, then individual superstardom kind of like generally tends to fade away, right?
But
And
there will be a lag.
you do have stars. Of course there'll be a lag. You do have stars, but they will be like
Seriously,
more
That is at your end, Rani.
yeah. Like the Malayalis are after Samson. This is like you have fan bases like that kind of develop.
So why are you skeptical of that, PDP?
No, so I think that the game, the way it is followed, the way it is marketed, um, the game will always have a superstar in India.
Yeah, in one days and test matches for sure, but not necessarily in T20.
I'm saying that one of the things that happen as a fragmentation of media is generally that it is better and more profitable and more advantageous, and all the forces go towards creating multiple superstars as opposed to creating one star. That's what I'm trying to say. Everything gets kind of like fragmented, right? And all media becomes fragmented. When it becomes fragmented, it automatically becomes multiple superstars. You'll never get a pan superstar across anymore.
Interesting.
To PGK's point, that will only be supported if the team philosophy itself supports that principle, right? That there are no
So
superstars.
should the credit go to selection committee or
Of
change the
course.
agent? Now that we've spoken about the players who are a completely separate entity from the BCCA and ICC,
Yes.
can we talk about the other side, Mohan and PDP? I think PDP, you were the one she shared. There was some Sharda Ugra article this week, right? Generally, the once you separate the Indian team as players versus system, there is definitely a systemic rot, right? Which feeds into each other.
Of course,
And I think the problem is, Tony, that that role gets completely obfuscated, and you can easily mistake one for the other, because the lines are very, very blurred when it comes to the team versus the organization that conducts Indian cricket. And that confusion is deeply depressing, because the players don't deserve the bad name that's given to cricket by the organizers of that. I started talking in Max and PGK.
Yeah, two guys left. Unpopular opinions. Hank spitting facts.
No,
Unpopular
and that's the point.
opinions.
And Sharda Ugra's article goes into all of this in great detail, including the marketing of by these content marketers. There was one particular content marketer that went around slow clapping around David Miller. That was grotesque. That was really horrible. Not content marketer. What do you call it? Influencer. Content influencer type people. Nittu's net will only work for this kind of stuff.
Princey Parikh.
Oh, really? Is that her name?
What, really?
That's an alliteration that belongs to our group.
Fantara Princey.
There is that part. And I think some of the marketing has been grotesque. She picks up about 3 or 4 examples of that.
Yeah, the ads
No,
have
and then
always
the
been grotesque. I
cupcake,
don't
the
think.
South Africa
The
cupcake
cupcake one, the
promo
cupcake
and-
one, which is
yeah.
again horrible. But the
Yeah.
worst of that was
Wait, what is South Africa cupcake? Please educate some NRIs who don't know, who don't watch Star Sports.
Okay, so on Geo Hotstar, there is this extremely cringeworthy promo for the India South Africa game where there's an Indian fan and a South African fan, and the Indian fan allows the South African fan to eat the last cupcake because he says, it's fine, we let you have the cupcake because we took the cup from you last year. And
Yeah.
then the South African fan appears to cough while he's eating the cupcake, and the Indian fan says, "Oh, you're choking again." So it is extremely cringeworthy.
Yeah.
Well, before that, there was also
Yeah.
this other ad in which there were 4 Indians standing by a lift and a Pakistani guy standing near a lift. That was horrible again. So there
Yeah.
was that.
No, but I mean, just some of these things have always been there, right? There is that
Yeah.
Not
India
to this
in general.
extent. I think this cringe was this time was just
I think, Hank, it was me and you who discussed 2012 or 13 when that England series happened.
yes,
This was pre 2014.
Sharma ji or
Just
whatever.
yeah, no, but what is it? There would be one musical instrument like
Mhm.
bajayegi,
Mm.
Angresiyon ki pungi,
Pungi and all that. Yeah.
basuri, some shit
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
Then KP came and rightly walloped us or whatever. But anyway,
So that
like this
part
has
exists.
always
So
been
there's
like
there's that ugliness around Indian cricket, right? Which is obviously supported by the establishment and promoted by the establishment, and so on. So there's that, and then there is this whole mess around what happened with Bangladesh and Pakistan prior to the World Cup happening itself. So she alludes to that and the flexing of power in very obnoxious manner
yeah.
where I disagree with her, and I disagree with lots of people on this panel as well, is the that Mustafizur was ejected from the IPL, whatever the reasons, that's fine, but that was seen as something that should not happen. My
Correct.
point is, the IPL is a stupid private tournament, right? Private tournaments and private tournament can do whatever they want, right?
You're saying
So
nobody should play it to begin.
ஒரு 2 weeks wait பண்றீங்களா?
Yeah, at least. At least.
it's a private tournament, man. It's like if I don't want to invite you to my house, I won't invite you to my house. Whatever the reasons, right? It's not. I'm not forced to invite you to my house to play.
Wait,
So
why didn't you
Tony, you're
invite me
going
to
to
your
Hans
house
house to
today?
watch IPL, Amazing.
okay.
No,
So
but
that's the only part
Mohan,
where
I'm
I
with
have a
you on this
problem
one.
with the whole thing.
I'm 100% with you on this one. I think this whole
Oh, Max is
Bangladesh
also
Pakistan
coming.
thing is something else, because see, Pakistan has had Pakistan players been removed from the IPL before as well. Umar Gul and all these guys were part of the IPL. They were removed from the IPL, but then they continued to still play World Cups. They continued to still do things. Nothing changed.
The only thing that
Yeah.
happens is in my eyes, it diminishes the value and the usefulness of IPL even more. Because
No,
if you're
but-
not inclusive, no, wait, let me finish. If you're not an inclusive tournament that includes all people, you're a stupid tournament. You're even more stupid than we were before. That's my
we like
point.
yeah, our skid mark, our tournament. We are
Correct.
okay.
So you conduct in your house whatever you want, right? That's what it is. It's a very small, private, exclusive, niche party. Have your party. But the point is, you cannot force me to include a player or a guest in my house if I don't want it. So it just becomes a private party. Keep it that way. So the fact that BCCI pushed that to on the team, apparently through the government, makes it really really bad. And the government uses this as an instrument to do whatever it wants in all sorts of weird ways that extends to handshakes. And so, see, she painted the whole picture and talked about how bad this looks from an external perspective. I completely agree with all of that, except the Mustafizur incident. And it's horrible. What happened prior to the tournament was nothing short of shocking. But there is a difference between the governing body doing stupid things and the players plying their trade on a daily basis, and they're doing it to the best of their abilities. And we need to separate out, in my view, the body that runs the game obnoxiously and the players who play beautifully.
Oh, so you're basically saying we should indulge in body shaming and not player shaming.
I think we should. I think we should in a larger sense. The body that runs
Again,
it.
is
Yeah,
this
we should.
sizist?
Absolutely. PDP, go for it.
What? Go for what? No. So I mean, obviously, no. But I mean, there are.
PDP is like, it is your private stupid opinion that you are sitting in your house and doing.
Yes.
Why should I be party to
But
this?
I invited him though to participate in this.
I will say this though, that the lines are blurring a little bit in a few places. So, for example, in this World Cup, for the first time, we heard of a team cancelling its practice because of a lunar eclipse. Okay. Like, I mean,
Okay, wow.
yeah, I mean, how? I mean, how? And how can you, how can you not, how can you not find this amusing? There,
PDP, that's a question of faith. Okay. It's a question of faith. You should not bring all these rationales into here. You want to keep all these rationales, you keep yourself. It's faith. Faith means we will not go outside. We'll go outside, we'll become werewolves. So something will happen. Already, my mega Panoti is waiting for us there. On top
The
of that,
Mets.
more Chandragrahana Panoti also you have to add or what? Oh, I know the much you are all too much you're doing.
No,
Somewhere
Mets,
not,
but
they have to try.
there's a serious point. It's the team has cancelled because I'm supporting PDP in this. Team has cancelled this because of some Chandra Grahanam or something like that. It's got Sanju Samson in it and Mohammad Siraj who's conducting in the middle of Ramadan Rosa. You're saying Chandra Grahan problems and all that. That's stupid, right? At a broad level, it's just incredibly stupid. PDP, continue.
no, so all I'm saying is that after a certain point, the lines that you are talking about, which the lines do blur. So it spills onto the field when a team refuses to shake hands. It
Yeah.
it spills onto it spills onto the team when the team adopts uh, a custom or a belief of a particular religion, which was never the case before. So it is. I mean, you're making a very obvious point when you say that the players are different from the board. I don't think anyone's going to argue with you when you say that, right? But that's stating something that's very obvious. What I'm trying to say is that those lines are blurring right now, and it's
And I agree. I'm not
okay.
disagreeing.
And
Where
no,
I
no,
dis-
no.
where-
So wait, let me
Hmm.
finish. Let me finish.
Hmm.
What's also happening is that press conferences are becoming extremely farcical, right? So you find the
Hello,
tone.
PDP.
What?
Forever, press conferences have been farcical. You've not from the 90s and the 80s. Press conferences have
No, no,
always
no,
been
no, no.
farcical.
Okay, I'm not getting into the kind of nonsense. I mean, it's not
Just
about
platitudes.
it's.
Exactly.
I'm not getting into that. I
Yeah,
don't
boys
expect.
playing well in the nets. Boys played exceedingly well in the
I'm
nets.
saying that that's fine, but I'm saying what you are finding is that there are high levels of condescension that it and which was not necessarily the case before. And
Only in
second.
the T20. Only in the T20
No,
arena.
one second.
I don't.
Viku,
I, I
what are your thoughts on this?
no. I don't wanna. I don't.
100% agree with you, PDP.
No. And then no. Wait. And then you have the cricket captain. You have the cricket captain endorsing a political leader when he says that he's batting on the front foot. Okay, so these are not things that we have seen in India before. And it's very well for you to say that, oh no, the board is different and the players are different. But what is happening over the last 15, 20 years is one, I am changing as a person, as Tony pointed out, that the way I view cricket and the way I view politics has changed as I've grown up. But what's also happening is that the team that I was supporting 20 years ago was, I think, more inept but more likable. And you are now replacing that with a team that has sacrificed likability and has become far more competent. And as a result, they flex their muscles in very, very unattractive ways, and it makes them very, very unlikable sometimes.
I think
This
you
is
make
why
some.
New Zealand is likable, because they are also inept.
No.
Now it all makes sense.
So I would just caution there a little bit, because that attitude that you say is being projected, especially in chest thumping press conferences and statements like the front foot and all that sort of stuff. I don't think the entire team is promoting that. I will say that it's only the captain and only of the T20 team. And at this point, I will throw to Vic.
No, so
Viku.
this is like somebody, like I don't know who said it before. So PGK, I think, asked the question, how do you know what you don't know? eh, like you don't really know, right? I mean, players are doing whatever they're doing to survive, to get ahead, to play their sport. I understand all of that, but all I'm saying is that the the added power play of the things that happen outside of the actual game of cricket actually are make you feel quite cynical about the sport.
Yeah, but you've just witnessed three knocks by Sanju Samson,
Yeah.
who on getting to that point,
Huh.
did clearly invoked a faith that was
Huh.
different to the faith that you think is being promoted by the team, and that was embraced by everyone. So there is a counterfaction to what
What
you're
was
saying.
embraced by everyone?
Well, he threw his helmet and
Huh.
and crossed.
Did celebrations
Okay.
for all three religions. No?
No, so what I mean, so what
Sorry, who threw helmet?
your point is that I should feel happy and grateful that he was allowed to do that.
No,
That's
of
a
course not.
basic human
PDP,
freedom.
No,
yeah,
no,
PDP,
that's not the point I'm making.
I think Hank's
Huh.
point is it's more driven by the individual, and probably in this case
Correct.
the captain. So if I just go back to a couple of statements that he made, so I think might have been the Asia Cup or just before this World Cup game against Pakistan. I think one of his statements, drew a lot of smugness, reeked of smugness. So he said India-Pakistan has been 12-1, I think, in World Cups. It's hardly a rivalry.
Huh.
A
Hmm.
lot of skippers wouldn't say that, right? You would say
Yeah.
something completely banal like, yeah, it's a good game. The team that will play well will win.
Yeah.
But he said something which was, completely not on. And then even against New Zealand, I think there was a statement by Santana saying that, we'll try to silence the crowd, something pretty obvious for an opposition captain to say. And then Sky went along something like, yeah, that's something that everyone says, kuch naya bol, things like that. So yes, there was a lot of graciousness and Indian skippers, at least, lot of magnanimity. I think that's been something that's missing from the press conference. I think that's something which both of you are pointing towards.
So I'm not saying he was allowed to do it. Definitely PB. That's not the point I'm making. So the individuals express the way they want to express, and that's an individual thing rather than a team diktat or something like that coming from. So that individual chose to express his relationship with his faith the way he wanted to, just like anyone else can. It's just that in the current environment, anything is seen as a signal. And I think we need to look at those signals and our responses to those signals very carefully as well. So it's become very, very serious. But everything is seen as a signal. It need not be a signal, is all I'm saying.
On this podcast, there is very little signal. Mostly it is noise. But yeah, I mean, I think it's okay now. Like, big deal. Like, PDP doesn't enjoy the team as much as he used to in the past, because of the way the individuals are also sort of chest thumping and acting in ways that are unbecoming of
Correct.
a team. Right?
No, that part is okay. The where the line becomes obscure is that it is seen or conflated, is that it's seen as an extension of some other higher power that orders them to do it or behave in a certain
Yeah,
way.
not everything is, but many things can be. Right?
Exactly.
So, is there a benefit to you being an obnoxious line tower of what. I mean, to be honest, what is Jesha doing there, right? Like in all these matches, is he like a ICC head? Is he like a BCCI guy? Is he like a India team? This thing, what is going on?
you know
Right?
the answer, right? The answer is yes.
Yes. But the more interesting question is, what is Rajiv Shukla doing? Like, what has he done in life that
Was Rajesh
can
Shukla in the
tease
game
him?
today?
Of
I
course,
didn't
Yeah,
see
he
him.
was.
Of
He was.
course.
of course he was. Of course
Because
he
more,
was.
the camera was panning to more Dhoni and Rohit.
No, no,
and
no.
Vikas.
He
No,
was
he was
very
there.
much
He was
there.
Camera
there.
was
He was
panning to
there.
Amit Shah also.
Modi ji wasn't there, but
The camera
Tamatar
will
was
never
there.
pan to Rajiv Shukla. That is the whole beauty of Rajiv Shukla.
It
There is
zoomed.
exactly one video
He'll be
of the
the
camera
god.
once. The camera once panned to Rajiv Shukla. He was in the middle of eating laddus or samosas or something, and the camera panned to him. And you can there is this video, you'll see it. He knows the camera is panned to him. He's stuffing his face, and then he stops. And he waits for the camera to go away before he chews again. Because the camera never pans to him. He's always in the company of other famous people. It is never just him. So that's the most important thing you need to know about
No,
Rajiv.
no, it was
Okay.
4 o'clock.
It's 1:30 India time and almost 7 a.m. Australia time. This is Viku, Tony, Maxi, Mohan, PDP, and Nitu signing off. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye
See
to
you in the
BTK
next World
World
Cup, which
Deal.
is next year.
Oh,
TV umpire to director, we have a player review. Can we rock and roll, please?
Okay, what are we doing now?
Okay.
wait, try to come back.
No,
Otherwise,
Tony,
we have
Tony, you host now. You start.
New episode.
fellow. Hey, and this will be superb because he started out like Abhishek Sharma Ishan opening, and then out of nowhere, Sanju Samson came and opened. So I will only host in
So
that
you are only
spirit.
fan of the series. Oh, so Viku's network is only the culprit.
Spot.
I was blaming Riverside and Royal
Let me
Big
know if it's better. Huh?
The same thing Arshdeep did.
What did
He
he-
didn't wait to say sorry. He said, "I'll be better."
Devananda.
Reverse
He
swing.
drank tea, no.
He said he blamed reverse swing. Yavanda.
Reverse swing.
Best
Are
letter.
you reverse swing? No, I am Arshdeep Singh.